Welcome to our fifth and final episode of What's My Line 2023. Our cast and crew have had much enjoyment bringing this old show from the 1950s to you. We hope you enjoyed the show as much as we did, and that it brought back some great memories to many of you. Let me introduce today's panel. Leading off is Gary Rogers, co-founder of True North Ale Company, one of the most highly regarded breweries in New England. He also recently joined the board of the Ipswich YMCA. Gary?
Thank you. And to my left is Ginny Ahern, Manager of Operations and Staff at Danvers Public Access Station. A former contestant on this show, Ginny successfully stumped our panel.
Thank you. And to my left is Roland Hinckley, former high school teacher, football coach, and director of the Ipswich High School Sports Hall of Fame.
Thank you. And to Tom, on my left is Tom Lang, co-owner of Parham Lang Antiques of Essex, Massachusetts, and a former contestant on this show.
And to my left, and acting as panel moderator, is the entertainer Paco, otherwise known as Frank Stewart, whose sharp wit and wonderful voice has been entertaining people all across the United States.
Thank you, Mr. Lang. I greatly appreciate that. And everyone, welcome to this fifth episode of What's My Line? Let's see what we can do with our first contestant. Would you please come over to the board and sign in? Angela. DeFazio. Angela, where are you from?
Beverly, Massachusetts.
Let's pause just a second and we will show the studio audience and everyone at home exactly what your line is. And then you can join me right over here.
Angela DeFazio is an authentic psychic medium at Salem's Omen Spirit Power.
Let me introduce you to the panel. You know how we play What's My Line? And let's microphone is being a rascal this morning. Let's start it right out with Mr. Rogers, please.
Well, thank you, Mr. Stewart. Could you just inform us, is this person, Ms. DeFazio, does she have a service or does she have a product?
She is employed and she deals in a very intriguing and interesting service.
Service. Great. Well, thank you. So, let me ask the question of our guest. Is this service available to both men and women?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Do you need special training to perform this service?
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do. Do you wear special clothing when you're performing the service?
Do you wear clothing?
I definitely wear clothing.
Okay, so clothing is not optional.
Clothing is recommended, yes.
Yes.
And I guess it all depends.
Okay, I'll take
Yeah,
that.
it all depends.
Okay. So do people come to you for the service?
They do,
And-
sometimes,
And is it a hands-on service?
not always.
Was that a no or yes?
We're gonna have to, I'm sorry, we're gonna have to call that a no, even though it, I guess, could be.
Hi. Is there food in any way connected to this service?
No.
That is 2 down, and we have 8 left to go.
Good morning, Angela.
Good morning.
Do you perform this service mainly indoors?
Yes.
Does the service that you provide improve health or the looks of any particular person?
Well, I would say that under most circumstances, I would say it improves their mental health.
Correct.
Oh, improves mental health, okay. So is this a hands-on service?
It can be.
But not necessarily?
Not always.
Okay, it can be. Yes? Is that a yes?
It's a yes.
We could
Keep
go
going,
on. Okay,
Mr.
all right. It can be. Okay, so does this service involve your interview of a customer?
Sometimes.
Okay. Does this involve mental health?
It can.
It can. Wow. Do people leave your service in a better mental state?
I would hope so.
I would hope so. Okay. Can the service be performed on a child?
Yes.
Yes. Is your service directed more at adults than children?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm going to pass on. I don't want to take time up.
Actually,
Yes.
you had a run of 5 yeses in a row. So whether you're ready to or not, you get to try to guess what her line is right now.
Right now. Okay. Are you a masseuse?
No.
No.
Nice try. We go to Mr. Lang.
May I ask a question of the moderator?
You can try.
Did we already determine if this was a hands-on or not? I missed that.
It is a hands-on.
It is a hands-on.
Well,
Not always.
yes.
But not always.
You should
Okay.
consider it a hands-on.
So, Mr. Fazio, is there a product that you use while you perform your service? Is there some sort of other thing beside you in the room that you use with that service?
Several.
Are scents involved with this service?
They could be.
Sounds with this service?
Could be. Could sometimes.
And it improves mental health. We've determined that. Does it have something to do with a psychic sort of service?
Yes.
Is this particular time of year somewhat more prominent for people coming to you?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. So, do you do readings of some sort?
I could.
So can we have a conference? What are you thinking? May I make a guess?
Yes, you may absolutely make a guess.
Are you, basically, are you a psychic or an actual psychic to communicate with?
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Wonderful. Is that it?
Congratulations. That was a great guess right there. Angela is a psychic at Omens in Salem.
Okay.
And that is a psychic parlor and witchcraft emporium.
Wonderful.
So at this time of the year, there
We're
are
busy.
probably many activities going
Very
on,
busy.
but this is something that she does full-time, year-round, and she actually knew that you were going to guess. and shake hands with all our panel. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And you work with a very wonderful people,
Thank
I have
you.
to say.
Thank you.
Thank you
Good to
very
meet
much.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I couldn't get that word out.
Let us entertain our second contestant of the morning. Would you please enter and sign in? Oh, good penmanship. Is that a second name?
That's my name.
It's Carrie
It's Carrie Carboni.
Carboni. And Carrie, where do you live, please? Where are you from?
I'm from Ipswich.
Really?
Born and raised.
Great. Well, wonderful to have you here. Would you please say hello to our panel?
Good morning,
Good
panel.
morning.
We're just going to pause a second while we show the studio audience and those at home exactly what your line is. Please. Come right over here and have a seat.
Thank you.
You know how we keep score, and I can tell the panel that Ms. Carboni is employed and she deals in a service that ultimately utilizes many different types of product. But you should think of her as dealing in a service, and we're going to begin this questioning with Ms. Ahern, please.
Thank you. Do you perform the service mainly indoors?
No.
Oh,
Okay.
would-
that's up to me, I'm sorry. That is one down, and we have 9 left to go, and we go to Mr. Hinckley.
Is this service available to both men and women?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Do people come to you for
No.
the service? No, okay.
So if the service isn't primarily indoors, oh, I'm sorry, Ms. Carboni, it's primarily outdoors, the service?
Equal parts, indoor, outdoor.
Okay. And do people approach you via the internet for this service?
No.
That's 3 down, and we have 7 left to go.
So we did get a hint there. So do you use any tools or instruments in delivering this service?
I do.
You do?
Yes.
And it's indoors or outdoors, men and women. Is it something that you would do to an individual versus a group of more than one person in providing the service?
I could provide the service for an individual or multiple
Or
individuals.
multiple individuals at the same, okay. And,
And let me just jump in for a minute so that you're not confused. You see, Ms. Carboni can provide a valuable service that may have to deal with a single individual, or depending on the circumstance, it may ultimately involve multiple persons or even a group of individuals, depending on the time of day, the emergency, and the situation involved.
okay, the emergency, that was interesting. Do you then wear any special clothing as opposed to normal street clothes when offering the service?
I can.
You can. Is it something that, in the position that you're in, is it Are you employed by state, local government as opposed to being a private contractor?
No.
That is 4 down. 6 to go, panel.
Would you consider it to be in the entertainment field?
Well, I find it entertaining. No.
That's
Happy.
5 down. We only have 5 left to go.
Does the service that you provide, Gary, improve, excuse me, let's see, improve the health or the looks of your customers,
The health or looks of what?
the people that you work with?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, is it a health service that you provide?
Yes.
And let me say, it may be a relief service.
He's purposefully trying to confuse us.
So that the clients are relieved when it is resolved.
This service is provided directly to the body of a person?
No.
That's 6 down, 4 to go.
Ms. Carboni, does the person or persons have a choice in what you're offering in your service? Or I'm saying is, are you the one that dictates what they need to have?
Not always.
So is that a yes or no? Is that
I
not
don't
always-
decide. No.
You don't decide?
No.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to say, I'm not sure if I totally agree with that, but the contestant is always right, so I'm going to say it's 7 down and 3 left to go.
Is this a service that you collect money for?
Yes, I do.
Yes, it is. And for providing the service, would it be, let's take a $100 benchmark, would it be normally greater than $100?
Yes.
Yes, it would. And I heard the word emergency, I heard the word relief. And the service, does it have anything to do with the people that you're working with their home?
It can.
It can have something to do. So in providing the service to those people, it would also potentially do something for their home. Would it?
I don't work with people within their homes, but
Not within the home. Okay.
But you seem to have stopped on an interesting point here, because you see, many of us go through this life and we accumulate materialistic things, and sometimes those materialistic things will cease to function the way we hoped they would. So in the context of Ms. Carboni working both inside and outside, it most certainly could involve some of those things.
Mm-hmm. Do you work with people to help them to remove things that they no longer want or need?
no.
No.
Well, could I converse with the contestant?
Okay.
I was just going to hone in on that.
Not in the home.
So yes or no?
I would say that she has answered correctly no, because in the position in which she is employed, she is not responsible for removing things. So that's 8 down, and we have 2 left to go.
Is your service associated with law enforcement?
No.
That's 9 down, and we have 1 left to go, Mr. Hinckley.
Got it, okay. When you perform the service, are you this, do people help you in any way when you perform the service with people? Do they carry things? Do they?
Meaning the people I'm performing the service for?
Yes, yes.
No.
Okay.
So that is 10 down. We have none left to go. And panel, I am delighted to present you with Kerry Carboni, who is a union plumber.
Thank you.
Right over and say hi to one of our panelists.
Thank you.
All right.
Who asked if I'm allowed to touch stuff that carry stuff?
They don't want to do that.
Thank you. That's a laborer's job. Thank you.
Thank you, that was good.
Kerry grew up right close by Ipswich High School. And panel, I am sorry to report to you and to the studio audience and those at home that our mystery guest of the day was at the very last minute not able to make it.
Tino Walenda of the world-famous Flying Walendas agreed to be our mystery guest, but the logistics just didn't work out.
But we are delighted to have a third contestant in his place. Would you please come in, sign in on the board? And we have an Ellen Slavin. Ellen, welcome.
Thank you.
I present our panel to you, and where are you from, Ellen?
Ipswich.
From Ipswich. Would you please, as soon as we just pause to show everyone here and at home what your line is, please come right over here and join me.
Before retiring, Miss Slavin was a buyer for the Foreign Affairs Boutique in Ipswich, Massachusetts.
And panel, I can tell you that Ms. Slavin is retired currently, but her line that she dealt in with many years, she was employed and she dealt in a product. Actually, right here in Ipswich. And we are going to begin the questioning panel with Mr. Hinckley, please.
Okay, good morning, Ellen. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Very good. Let's start by asking, is there a product involved in your, was there a product involved in your work?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Is the product itself a manufactured product?
Yes.
Okay. Is this product a liquid?
No.
No, okay.
That's one down, and we have 9 left.
Hello, Ellen. So it's not a liquid. Is this product ingestible for people?
No.
Aha.
2 down.
Well, good morning, Ellen. Let me ask, is the product used equally by men and women?
Well,
Can I
in today's
rephrase that?
world, yes.
Can it be used by both men and women, never mind the equally part?
Yes.
Yes, men and women. Is it also available to children?
No.
That's 3 down. We have 7 left to go.
Is this product used mainly indoors?
No.
Wow, that's 4 down.
Okay,
6 left to go.
all right. Does this product have moving parts?
No.
No.
Panel is on a roll. 5 down and 5 left to go. You are stumping them wonderfully.
From Ipswich. Was the product produced in Ipswich?
No.
Good job, Mr. Lang. You keep the string alive. That's 6 down. 4 left to go. Can you keep it going, Mr. Rogers?
We're up to 6 already. All right, is this product smaller than an automobile?
Yes.
Yes. Does it come in multiple colors?
Yes.
Yes, it does. And it's both men and women, indoors and outdoors, I heard, not
I
children.
would say primarily women.
Primarily women.
Primarily
definitely,
women, not men. Is it something that's a product that is imported from outside of the United States?
Yes.
Yes. And is it a product that can be used multiple times as opposed to a one-time use?
Yes.
Let's hope so. Or it would be very expensive.
I was going to ask, is this an expensive, is it a product that costs more than $100?
Generally, no.
Ooh.
So, that is 7 down, 3 to go, but you were on a roll, Mr. Rogers.
Would you use this product as clothing or adornment of any kind?
Yes.
Is this more of a seasonal product?
No.
Although I might say, because I hate to cut this short, especially after all the no's that we got along, you really did just hit the nail on the head. Ellen dealt with foreign affairs, clothing store right here in Ipswich, and she procured clothing, and if I'm describing it correctly,
I was a buyer.
a buyer.
A buyer.
A buyer for clothing. So we welcome her here. Yeah, you did a great job stumping them until Ms. Ahern came up with the clothing. So good job, panel. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi, we've just finished our number 5 episode, our last episode of What's My Line 2023. And I thought that maybe you'd like to know a little more about our moderator, Frank Stewart, who's also known as Paco. Paco, you've been around in the business world for a long time, and then when you retired, like me, you changed professions completely. What happened?
Well, I was in residential real estate throughout New England for 47 years, and then I decided it was time to move on to something else. And I guess, Dave, I've seen too many friends and family members who have retired and done nothing at all, and watched them, quite frankly, go downhill. So I thought, what the heck could I do that challenges me physically and mentally? And in my life, my mom was a concert pianist. I always sang in church and at events. And so I decided I'm going to try to be a professional singer, entertainer. And I went back to school in Boston and did that for several years, and went to acting and modeling school. Real challenge at this age, but very, very fun.
Now, you go all over the country now, don't you?
Yes, I'm very fortunate. I have an 8-member band that's comprised primarily of graduates of Berklee College of Music in Boston.
Okay,
They're
yeah.
all in their 20s.
Yeah.
They're superb professional musicians, and they allow me to be the lead man, the front man, and we go around the country. We've performed quite a bit for Disney down in Florida and out on the West Coast, throughout New England. And as I say, it's a challenge, but a wonderful one, and it sure does keep me at least young in heart.
Now, you and I complement each other because you are the talent, and I'm the guy that records everything so that we can all see it. Do you remember when we met?
I remember when we met because my very good friend, Senator Bruce Tarr,
Yeah.
does a toy drive for kids every year.
Who was a guest here one time?
Who was,
Yes.
yes, the mystery guest. And one of his stops on his toy drive was First Ipswich Bank right here. And I was singing there, and they had the kids' chorus. Remember, the kids
Yep,
were
yep,
playing
yep.
all the instruments, which were terrific. And this guy came in and started filming everything and then contacted me afterwards, and it turned out to be
Frank
you.
Stewart, and he's here again to sing with us today. He's also helped to arrange for talent from Bristol Recording Studios today throughout the day. Other folks than him, but Frank is going to honor us right now, I think, with a live performance.
We'll give it a try, Senator Tarr. Got a little delay here, but this is all about toys and presents today. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Ipswich Bank, cold breezes starting to blow down from the North Pole, over the hills, through the valleys, and swirling around the Ipswich Bank. So that tells us a very special day of the year is coming. What is it? Christmas, my most very favorite time of the year. You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout when I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is a coming to town. One of my most fondest memories where I have asked you to come and film me in a variety of
Yes,
solo
you have, yep,
events just
yep.
by myself. I was singing in Faneuil Hall Marketplace,
Oh,
and we were supposed to be inside.
Yeah.
They got confused, and they put us out.
And what time of year was it?
It was in December, and it was freezing out. And you were there with all your equipment, with your wife.
With my wife, yeah.
And you were filming us outside. My memory is this. I was out there singing. Quite often when you're there, people will come up and they'll toss some money in a basket or whatever. And this guy came wandering up, which I thought that's what he was going to do. He leaned into me and said, "Do you know most wonderful time of the year?" I said, "Sure." He said, "Could you sing that song and just keep singing it? You'll see what is going to happen." I said, "Okay." So we started singing it. You were filming it. It was right outside there in front of the main market. There were
Hundreds of people around.
Yeah. And there he is standing in the middle of it. And right in the middle of my song, he got down on one knee and proposed to the girl who was with him. And everybody figured out what was going on. Oh, put the hair up on the back. I could
was
not
great.
believe
Yeah.
what was happening. And she said yes. And it's just one of those special, unexpected memories that make life worth living. And you survived the cold.
I survived
and you
the
did
cold.
a great
Yeah.
job on the video. And I thank you.
It's the happiest season of all. There'll be parties for hosting, marshmallows for toasting, and celebrating somebody who just got a ring handed to her.
ladies. Wow! It's the most wonderful time of the year. There'll be much mistletoe and hearts will be glowed when loved ones are near. It's the most wonderful time of the year. This is so exciting, I can't stand it. Oh my God. You'll send to you. I'll come back on there. There'll be scary ghost stories and tales of glories of Christmases. Oh my God. Right? It's the most wonderful time of the year. There'll be much mistletoe and hearts will be when loved ones are near. It's the most wonderful time. Oh, the most wonderful time. Oh, the most wonderful time of the year. Merry Christmas, everybody! But, wow. I
So we've had a
remember-
lot of experiences
We
together,
have.
and this is
Yep.
one that I'll never forget. I came up with the idea because I used to watch the show on YouTube, What's My Line, starting in 1950s. And I said, who could I get to be a moderator? Who has got a big mouth? And right away I said, Frank, all right? And you have been wonderful. So thank you very much for being on our show. We really appreciate it.
My pleasure. I can assure you it has been wonderful. It's been a blast. All the people have been terrific, from contestants to celebrity guests, to the production team here at Ipswich Cable. I can't tell you, you people are just superb. I've worked in a lot of different studios, but you take the cake for professionalism and for personality. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye now.
From all of us here on What's My Line, from myself as moderator to our panelists, to all of our contestants that we've had over these 5 episodes, we just sincerely like to thank you here in the studio and those of you at home who have followed along with us. We had an absolute blast. Hope you did too, joining us for What's My Line.